The Stoicism philosophy teaches us that living a good life begins with developing virtue, a concept they call excellence. To the Stoics, this was the ultimate goal of human life, and they had identified 4 cardinal virtues that they believed were essential to achieving it: wisdom, courage, justice, and moderation. By cultivating these virtues, we can live a life that is both virtuous and satisfying. Wisdom. The Stoics had a great piece of advice for us. To achieve wisdom, one must understand and live in accordance with the natural order of things. The Stoics believed that the ultimate goal of human existence is wisdom, or Sophia in Greek. They believed that by gaining wisdom, individuals could achieve a state of inner peace and tranquility, known as ataraxia, and could live in a way that was in harmony with the natural order of the universe. But for those just starting out in the fitness world, it may be hard to see how this relates to us. By understanding and living in accordance with the logos, the rational principle of the universe, one could align their own reasoning with the universe. According to the Stoics, is through the study of philosophy in subjects such as logic, ethics, and physics, individuals could gain a deep understanding of the world and themselves and learn to live in accordance with the natural order of things. Similarly, for a beginner gym goer, understanding themselves and the world around them, self-reflection and study of the principles of fitness and exercise should be the focus. This will help you gain a deep understanding of your body and its capabilities, allowing you to work with the natural limitations and abilities of your body. Wisdom, for the Stoics, also allows us to be indifferent to external events. In their view, only virtue is truly good, while external events are indifferent and do not affect one's inner peace. Instead of focusing solely on external appearances or outcomes, such as a specific body shape or weight, a beginner gym goer should focus on developing virtuous habits, such as consistency and perseverance in their fitness routine, regardless of the external outcome. Courage. The Stoics believed that fear and negative emotions were caused by our mistaken judgments about the world. They believed that by understanding the true nature of things and accepting them as part of the natural order, we could overcome our fears and act in a rational and virtuous way. One of the key practices for the Stoics to develop courage was the concept of Premeditatio Malorum, the practice of contemplating and rehearsing for potential misfortunes, so that one could be better prepared to face them when they inevitably happen. This practice helps to reduce fear by allowing individuals to see that they can handle difficult situations and that they have the resources and abilities to cope with them. So you can use Premeditatio Malorum and prepare for the challenges and discomfort you might face when starting a new workout routine. By thinking about and preparing for the difficulties that may come up, such as sore muscles or the temptation to skip a workout, you can be better equipped to handle those situations when they inevitably occur. Another practice was the concept of Amor Fati, or love of fate. Accepting whatever happens and understanding that even the bad things that happen can help us grow, be it in a personal or moral way. It is important to accept and understand that the process of improving your physical fitness is not always going to be easy or comfortable. Accept some difficult, uncomfortable, and even painful moments as part of the process of becoming healthier and stronger. By accepting that this is necessary for progress and growth, the beginner can stay motivated and focused on their goals. By developing courage, individuals could live in harmony with the natural order of things, and could act in a way that was true to their nature as rational beings. Stoics also believed that fear and negative emotions were not always bad. They thought that they could be useful in certain circumstances, like fear that could signal a need of protection or a chance to evaluate potential dangers. A beginner should be aware that some fears and doubts might appear, but they can be useful as a tool to evaluate and acknowledge possible roadblocks, prepare for them, and not let them paralyze them but use it as a tool to move forward. This principle can help you in developing resilience and the ability to handle difficult situations. Justice. The Stoics maintained treating others with fairness and equality. They held that all human beings are rational animals and possess a spark of the divine. This means that everyone has the capacity for wisdom and virtue, and so should be treated with respect and dignity. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus famously said that it is the nature of man to be free and to wish for others also to be free. They believed that justice was a rational and objective principle that could be known through reason and observation. For them, the laws and institutions of society were based on this principle, and that individuals should strive to align their actions with them. The Stoics also believed that individuals have a natural inclination towards justice, and that this inclination could be developed and strengthened through practice and discipline. And as a beginner can develop and strengthen their physical capabilities and fitness through regular exercise and discipline. The Stoics believed that the virtues were interconnected and that the practice of one virtue would lead to the development of others. For example, by being just, one would also become courageous, and by being courageous, one would become wise. In this way, the Stoics believed that the practice of justice was essential for leading a virtuous and fulfilled life. Similarly, the practice of one exercise or aspect of fitness can lead to improvements in other areas. For example, by consistently working on cardiovascular endurance, you may also see improvements in strength and flexibility, or by consistently practicing strength training, you may also see improvements in bone density and metabolism. Moderation. The Stoics placed a great emphasis on the virtue of moderation, also known as sophrosyne in Greek. They believed that by controlling our desires and avoiding excess, we can lead a balanced and harmonious life. Moderation, according to the Stoics, means finding a middle ground between indulgence and deprivation. It is about expressing our natural desires without becoming enslaved to them. By practicing moderation, we can free ourselves from negative emotions and passions that arise from desire and pleasure seeking. These emotions and passions can lead to feelings of insecurity, jealousy, and unhappiness, as well as actions that go against living a virtuous life. The Stoics thought that by cultivating moderation, we can focus on leading a virtuous life, fulfilling our duty to society, and finding inner peace. They believed that by practicing moderation, individuals can achieve a sense of inner freedom. For Stoics, the people who are slaves to their desires and passions are in a sense enslaved to themselves, and that true freedom can only be achieved by mastering these desires. By practicing moderation, people can free themselves from internal pressures and find contentment in the present moment, regardless of external circumstances. It is important to practice moderation and not get too caught up in the desire to achieve immediate results. By controlling our desires and avoiding excess, we can find a balance between pushing ourselves and avoiding burnout. Start with small goals and gradually increase the intensity of your workouts as you become more comfortable and confident in the gym environment. Also, eating a balanced diet and avoiding excessive indulgence or deprivation can help you reach your goals in a healthy manner. To summarize, the Stoic philosophy and fitness are two different practices that focus on self-improvement and well-being. Both philosophies aim to improve physical and mental health, but they differ in their approaches. By unifying both, we can see how ultimately both approaches can be beneficial for one's overall health and well-being.